People of the internet, welcome back to another video. It is I, Don Thomas, back in here with another one. As always, folks, greatly appreciative of the likes, the comments, and subscribes. Thank you guys for tuning in to these videos. Slowly but surely, I am being more consistent with the uploads, and your interaction helps me out greatly. So thank you for that. Without further ado, folks, let's dive into today's topic. You see it in the title, you see it in the thumbnail, folks. We're talking about the internet. I usually address you all as the people of the internet, right? So the internet, of course, is its own setting, it's its own dwelling, I feel like, right? It's a mythical place. The Matrix, you probably hear referred to plenty of times as well, too. I came across a video, which of course is the inspiration of today's video. As I usually do, I spend a lot of time on YouTube, as you guys know. And one of the channels I'm subscribed to goes by the name of Moon. Very great content. You guys should check them out as well too. Recently uploaded a video the other day, which I enjoyed watching. Of course, the video was titled The Tragic Tale of the Internet, right? So The Tragic Tale of the Internet is what the video was titled, and that, of course, opened up my understanding, I guess, my interest, I guess, into another video, which of course we'll dive into too. I actually have a clip on that one as well. As I usually do, like usually, you know, that's exactly how YouTube works. You start with one video and then that leads you to another video. And then next thing you know, you're down a rabbit hole at 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. But nonetheless, I watched this video and it basically confirmed something that I'd already been thinking. Mind you, I didn't even know there was a name for it. It reminds me of a tweet I tweeted. I think I have it pulled up here. Mind you, okay, this is back in January. So back in January, I tweeted, I'm starting to believe the ratio between bot and human accounts online is growing wild. I'd argue 20-1, if not more, right? So I believe for every one human account that you come across on the internet, I believe there's 20, and that's being generous. Maybe even more. I probably even think maybe 50-1. So 50 fake accounts to one human account on every interaction that you see on the internet, which of course I went into in greater detail. So for every one human account, I believe there's at least 20 bot accounts at any given time on the internet, and that's being generous. I go on to say, hey, meaning if I don't know you personally or can't confirm through research or observation that you are indeed an actual human, I'm gonna default to you being a bot, right? Now, of course, I say that in jest, but I'm also kind of serious as well, too. You know, I see a lot of things on the internet where people are going back and forth with strangers. That's one thing I can assure you, folks, you'll never see me do. Now, I'm all for, you know, if it calls for it, an exchange of ideas, you know, your perspective versus mine, my ideas versus yours, cool. Like I said, that's the whole point of this channel. That's how we learn. I'm talking about those accounts that are questionable. They have a short, you know, when you go to see how long the account's been active, it hasn't been active that long. They have no real means of determining if it's an actual human or not. They have no legitimate profile photo, none of the things. You know the accounts I'm talking about. You'll never see me going back and forth with such an account. Right? It just doesn't make sense. And sometimes it baffles me sometimes when people are so immersed into the back and forth of strangers, one, but then of course, maybe even the idea of it not even being a real human. You're going back and forth with robots. So that, of course, as I mentioned, of course, I came across this video. It kind of confirmed that theory that I was basically thinking about. And then it made me realize that this is indeed an already pre-existing theory. It's called the dead internet theory. I did not even know this was a thing, folks. So, of course, as I mentioned, I watched the one video made by that creator, the content creator Moon, which is a very good video. Check it out. That video led me to another video entitled, this comes from an account called The Y Files, which is another good account as well, too. I just subscribed to them. I think I've used to see this content creator in passing, one or two stuff as well, too. But, of course, that video, the other video led me to this video. That was entitled, It's All Fake, The Dead Internet Theory. So, dead internet theory is indeed an actual thing. Real quick, let's watch a little bit of this video. A quick clip where he kind of summarizes, and of course, I'll go back into a little bit more detail and share kind of my thoughts as well, too, as we usually do on this channel. Let's watch this clip for a second, folks. Hear what he has to say. We'll come back. We'll delegate as we usually do. I want to hear your thoughts as well, too.
What if I told you that most, if not all of your online existence is fake? The articles you read, the Twitter accounts you follow, even this video you're watching right now. It's all fiction, created by artificial intelligence whose job is to keep you clicking on content that doesn't matter and keep you buying products that you don't need. You, me, everyone. We're living in a real-life matrix designed to distract you from the truth, that we're just drones in a digital anthill. We live, work, and die so that the wealthy and powerful can grow more wealthy and powerful. This is called the dead internet theory, and there's some compelling evidence that it's real. Let's find out why. The core premise of the dead internet conspiracy says that most internet content and the consumers of that content are fake. They don't exist. So how much content on the internet is actually created by AI? Actually, it's more than you think. Studies say that only about 50% of web traffic is human, and that number is going down every year. In 2013, the Times reported that half of YouTube traffic was bots masquerading as people. And this was so scary that YouTube employees were worried about an inflection point where their algorithms would be so overwhelmed by bot traffic that they couldn't tell what was real, eventually seeing actual human traffic as fake. They called this event the inversion.
Ain't that something? It's all questionable, folks. All of it. Nearly 50%. I actually Googled it. I threw it in Google, literally, what percent of the internet is made up of bots? First thing that comes up, it says Imperva Inc. recently released 2023 Imperva Bad Bot Report, a global analysis of automated bot traffic across the internet. In 2022, nearly half, 47.4%, of all internet traffic came from bots. A 5.1% increase over the previous year. 47.4%. That is a lot. That is a lot. So think about it. And this isn't just like social media, right? It's inclusive of the social media, of course, as well, too. But think about like Amazon reviews and Yelp and Reddit and things like that. That's why, honestly, I haven't really been a big fan of Reddit. If you're familiar with Reddit, Reddit is like, these like forums where people are just typing away, spewing out thoughts and ideas. It's a lot of different things. Honestly, I'm not really big on Reddit. I never really was a fan of Reddit because I've always thought like, yo, what percent of this is actually real? Who are these people that are talking? Because on Reddit, it's all verbal. It's all words, of course. It's not necessarily a visual platform, of course. So people are just typing away full think pieces and articles. And of course, as we've been seeing the advent of ChatGPT and this, that, and the other, I'm like, yo, what's stopping somebody, a corporation or an individual, from just hiking up all these product reviews with best ratings? They'll sprinkle a little bit of bad ratings in there as well, too, to make it believable. But what's telling you now, knowing that you know this information, and you're shopping through on Amazon and you're trying to find, that best product and you're reading through reviews, what percent of that? According to this, half of that is going to be fake. That comment section on Instagram or on YouTube or whatever the case is, a good percentage of that is probably going to be fake. I'm telling you, folks, the internet is going to get harder to decipher when more and more of these technologies are coming to the forefront. Of course, I've already spoken about deepfake on this channel in a few videos. I've already spoken about, of course, ChatGPT. You know where I stand on all of that. The internet is going to crumble, which also led to another tweet that I tweeted, right? So after consuming all of this, and literally I think it was like 3, 4 o'clock in the morning, I had a thought. And again, I've actually thought some of these things for some time. I've been telling you, but I've been thinking some of this for some time. I tweeted, the internet is dying. Because again, I do agree with these. I didn't know dead internet theory was indeed actually a thing, but I agree that the internet is indeed dying. The quality of the internet, the trustworthiness of the internet is dying. In my personal opinion, I said the next major catastrophic event our society will witness will be an attack on the internet. Everything will crumble within this next decade. This is just my prediction, folks. I'm not necessarily calling it fact, and you'll be like, oh, well, that's a bold statement. Is it really? Is it really such a bold statement? Now, that timeline, of course, this is my own personal opinion. The timeline, in my mind, I'll tell you this. I think, honestly, the internet will crumble. I think more so sooner than later. You hear these things. What was it? Elon the other day, just yesterday, what are the cases? Announced that there's like a Twitter limit now. It's just like the internet is just getting weird, bro. And the internet was already a strange place. But the rules and regulations, the content, the headlines that we're coming across, it all just seems like more and more of the Matrix, more and more of an imaginary dwelling. It's gonna get harder and harder to decipher what's real and what isn't. The internet is indeed dying. I thought about this the other day, which was the second half of this tweet. Think about it. I think in terms of, when we think back to American history, what are the cases, some of the most catastrophic events that we've all witnessed. You think about September 11th, you think about this, that, and the other, things that really ruptured the social fabric of the world, right? You think about the things that really open our eyes to some things. I'm calling it now, folks. And this is not me wishing for it to happen, but this is my personal analysis, right? As a novice philosopher, right? As I always say that I am a rookie philosopher who's sitting back and analyzing the happenings of the world, both in my personal life and in the world around me. I don't feel like the world that we're living in is sustainable. The rate at which things are moving, inclusive of the people, inclusive of the technologies, inclusive of the government and things that are happening, at this rate, none of this is sustainable, folks. We cannot continue like this. We can't continue where we're struggling to decipher from what's real and what's not from credible sources or things that we're deeming credible sources. It's going to get harder. This will not last too much longer. I honestly believe, in my honest to God opinion, heartfelt, I truly believe that the next catastrophic event that will happen to this world is going to be an attack on the internet. It's gone too long. Think about it. We've gone for a very long time, cha-la-la-la-la, using the internet as freely and as a tool for most situations. We use it for education. We use it for resources. We use it for so many different things, right? At the drop of a dime. I think we're so dependent upon the internet that it's almost getting crazy. Think about it, man. I think the next thing that's going to shake up the world is an attack on the internet. And it happens all the time already. This is not a stretch. I don't believe this is a stretch at all. This is my projection, folks. This is my prediction. Think about those times I've spoken this before. We've already seen situations like, Gmail is down, up Instagram is down, up Twitter's down. It's like nothing's safe from not going down. Anything could go down. I'm calling it now, folks. I think, honest to God, somewhere between, this is just my personal opinion, pay attention to this election that's coming up. I keep saying this, the next election that's going to come up. And this is probably even part of the reason why all these things are happening. The regulation of the internet, Elon temporarily tweeting access to how many views a person can see on Twitter. Little things that you're noticing on the new direction of the internet. New acquisitions, business acquisitions, news and technologies that are happening, AR, VR headsets. I think, honestly, my timeline for something to happen, I think is going to be anywhere from this next election, call it like 2024 of next year, presidential election, fourth quarter of 2024, up until 2035. I think you're going to want to pay attention to the happenings and technology. You're going to want to pay attention to the culture, specifically from 2025, taken from the election, 2024, 2025 to 2030, and then from 2030 to 2035. Watch how things are going to start to maneuver. Think about it, folks. If you see the type of technology that's available now, what's going to happen in the next 5 years, in the next 10 years? Do you think this is going to be sustainable? Do you think we can continue at the rate at which we're continuing with the misinformation, with the lack of trust in our, government officials, the billionaires, the people that are, these influencers, whatever the case is? It's all for money. If you continue to watch this video, I didn't play the full clip of the video that I just showed the clip of, but they go on to saying that all of this is made for profit. These bots and product reviews and these fake accounts is all to keep you distracted. It's all to keep your attention on their agenda and the things that they want you to focus on. Guys, I honest to God believe one day we're going to wake up, you're going to reach for your phone, you're going to open up anything that has to do with the internet, and it's not going to work. I'm talking everything. All your social media is not going to work. You're going to log on to your online banking platform, that's not going to work. You're going to log on to your email, that's not going to work. And mind you, I've even spoken on a video about this as well too. That's a little bit different from, now I personally believe that the power grid, which is a video I spoke on some time ago as well too. The power grid, I think that's going to happen as well too, but it's going to happen in like sequential order. I think the internet's going to go down one day, and it's not going to be for a few hours. It's not going to be for, because usually most situations something will go down. Gmail is down, up it's back again, up Instagram is down, let's go to Twitter now, up Instagram is back again, let's go back now. Nah, bruh. One day, calling it now, mark my word, You're going to wake up one day, you're going to open up Instagram, and it's not going to come back anytime soon. You're going to open up, you're going to try to check for your online banking, anything that you use the internet for. You're going to get on Amazon. It's not going to be available for weeks, months, in my opinion, which is going to set us back decades because you see how dependable we are on the internet. We don't even know how to function. Our attention spans are so diminished at this point right now, self-inclusive, of course, that we wouldn't know what to do if the internet went down. So that's why I think it's the most viable thing to get attacked. I think that's the most viable thing. If you really want to set back society, if you really want to cause damage to a civilization, whatever the case is, take away the internet. Take away the internet and you will cause havoc. And I think that's going to be the next catastrophic event that's going to set us back. The next, I'm telling you, the next attack that's going to happen is going to be cyber. I'm telling you. If things are going to go down and they're not going to come back anytime soon. And then what? Then what? We see how people act now. Then what? These are just my ideas, folks. Again, I'm just spewing out my own rhetoric, whether you believe it or not. Now, I don't think I'm just talking out my ass here. I believe there's some grounding. Do you see the direction at which we're going in? What are your thoughts on this, folks? I always encourage you guys to share your thoughts. What do you guys think about the internet, about technology, about these fake accounts, about an overall agenda, if you believe there is one? What do you think is going to happen with the internet as technology continues to progress and we're seeing the facts that a good half of the internet interactions are fake? The accounts, the interactions, like your comment section, your product reviews on Amazon, a good chunk of it is fake. How is this going to be sustainable for the next 5, 10, 20 years? I don't see it, folks. I don't see longevity in society if we continue to move and maneuver at this rate. I don't see it. I don't see how we can just continue to go along, tra-la-la-la-la, and just, day in and day out, go on with these things, keep seeing these headlines, keep seeing these fake news, and getting harder and harder to decipher from what's real or not for a long period of time. It just doesn't seem sustainable. I don't see how we can scale this experience that we've been experiencing for the past few years now. But those are my thoughts, folks. What do you think about the dead internet theory? Have you been experiencing some strange things, interactions on the online, in your online experiences? What are your thoughts? And how are you implementing preventative maintenance for yourself and your privacy and your protection and your family and your loved ones? Are you a little bit more skeptical now about your interaction on online interactions? Are you more, aware and cognizant? What are your thoughts, folks, on your interactions on the internet? Share them down in the comment section. Of course, I want to know. Let's share some ideas, man. What's the preventative maintenance? Of course, at the end of the day, I'm all for the preventative maintenance. How can we put some systems in place to protect us from what I feel is inevitable? Share your thoughts, folks. Catch you on the next one.